Hi everybody, Ellen here. Today I come to you guys with my September book haul, and I know that in my August book haul kind of promised that I would only buy 5 books, but that didn't happen. So today I come to you guys with a book haul made up by 12 books. But I mean, it's better than in the last few months when I bought like 22. So, you know, it's progress. And also 3 of these books are review books, so therefore I have not paid for them. So I mean, technically it's not that bad. I tried to convince myself. But yeah, today I'm going to tell you guys what books I bought and what they're about. So let's get to it. If you guys follow me on my Goodreads, you probably know that I bought this book. But that is Wildcard by Mary Lou. This is book 2 in the series called Warcross. And I actually managed to get my hands on this 2 weeks before release date because my favorite book nerd store is awesome. So I actually managed to read and finish this book before release date, which was September 18th, so that was pretty darn awesome. But this is book 2, like I said, and in the first book we meet Emika Chen, and she is actually sort of a Warcross bounty hunter, and Warcross is this sort of virtual reality kind of game, and her job is to hunt down people that are illegally betting on this game, and then she gets a little bit of money from the police to do that, and that's pretty much how she makes, you know, life go round. She's about to get kicked out of her apartment, so she does a very desperate thing, that is to hack into the sort of a big official game of the Warcross game, and she actually managed to glitch herself into the game, and suddenly overnight she's like a sensation really. And then her phone starts calling, and it turns out that there is this creator of the Warcross game called Hideo Tanaka, and he actually wants to offer her a job. So that was a little bit unexpected for her. But book 2 pretty much takes place where the first one ends. I absolutely loved the first book. Looney, really? I absolutely loved the first book, so of course I had to buy the second one, but I won't let you guys know what I thought about it because this is not a wrap-up, so you know, stay tuned for that. Then we have another book that was actually one of my most anticipated releases as well, and that was City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. I've read this book, I love this book, but this is a middle grade book, and we meet this girl named Cassidy, and her parents are actually writing books about the paranormal and ghosts and stuff like that, and all of a sudden they're supposed to get their own TV show where they're supposed to go around to the most haunted places, and Cassidy is supposed to go along with them. The thing is, Cassidy can actually see ghosts, so sort of all of a sudden getting thrown into Edinburgh, where's the first destination, and she's seeing ghosts all over the place, and she kind of gets a lot into trouble, and you know, her best friend happens to be a ghost, and it's just this is a middle grade book, and I freaking loved it. It's quite short. There's supposed to be a book 2 in the series, I believe, that's come out hopefully next year. But this book was so good. I love the characters within 10 pages. I'm not even kidding. So I mean, yay. Now we actually come to a box set, and that is I don't even know what the series is called. We're gonna get them out, but they're written by Tamora Pierce. Why do they make box sets so tight you can't even get the books out? It's the struggle is real. So the series is called Immortal, and it's supposed to be a quartet, and I bought all of 4 books because why the hell not? So the first book is called Wild Magic, and look at these covers, they're so beautiful. Wild Magic. The second one is Wolf Speaker, and the third one is Emperor Mage, and then the last one is The Realm of Gods. So, I mean, they look totally badass. So, this is also supposed to be a middle grade series now, and I don't really know a lot about it, so we're gonna read because I forget shit. But in this one we meet 13-year-old Dane, and she's always had this special connection with animals. And she realized that it's more than a knack, it's magic. And this wild magic, as it's called, not only can make Dane speak with animals, but she can also make them obey her. And Dane takes a job handling horses for the Queen's Riders, where she meets the Master Mage Numer and becomes his student. But she also finds out that there's these terrifying creatures called immortals, and they have been present in the divine realms for the past 400 years, but now someone has broken the barrier, and it's up to Diane and her friends to defend the world from an immortal attack. So I love middle grade books. This series sounds awesome, so of course I had to buy them. Moving on to the next book, and that is Promise of Blood by Brian McKellen. This is book 1 in the Powder Mage trilogy. Pretty much just find books on Goodreads these days and, you know, buy them, because this is big. So I don't really know a lot about this, but Brent Weeks actually blurbed this book, and he pretty much says there's guns, swords and magic together. What more could you want? How about tense action, memorable characters, rising stakes? Brian McKellen is the real thing. That's all I know about it. I sort of feel like it's starting to become a tradition for me to buy Brandon Sanderson books, so obviously I need to live up to that. So I bought Snapshot by Brandon Sanderson. This is a really short novella. It's like 125 pages or something like that. And in this one we meet Davies and Chess, I think is how you pronounce it. And they are sort of cops, and they only kind of investigate crimes in this thing called Snapshot. So Snapshot is pretty much a recorded day, kind of, and it's exactly the way it was done the original time, and it's saved up somehow, and then they go into the snapshot and they live through the day, and then can actually see like which person shot or where is the murder weapon and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to like explain, but I read this book, loved it, and I wish there was more, but as far as I know there's not, and it's so beautiful like all of his books are, but you know, definitely really good. I feel pretty good about this haul because I have read a few of these books, so I mean it's not terrible. So now we come to the last book I bought myself, and then we move on to the review books. So this one is A Crown for Cold Silver by Alex Marshall. This is the first book in a trilogy, I believe. I don't really know what the trilogy's name is called, but I think it's a trilogy. So I heard Piera from Piera Forde booktube channel talk about this series, and she really enjoyed it. So I thought I would give it a try as well, since I'm into the sort of adult fantasy thing right now. So I don't really know a lot about this. We're gonna read from the back. But it says, 20 years ago, Field General Cobalt Sosia led her mercenary army and 5 villainous captains into battle, wrestling monsters and toppling an empire. When there were no more titles to win and no more worlds to conquer, she faked her death and gave up her legend to history. Now the peace she carved for herself has been shattered by the unprovoked slaughter of her village. Seeking bloody vengeance, Sosia heads for battle once more, but to find justice, she must confront grudge-bearing enemies, once loyal allies, and an unknown army that marches under a familiar banner. So, it sounds totally kick-ass. And then we have the 3 review books left, and the first one is Gudars skymning by Cecilia Larsson Costenius. I actually pretty darn like this cover. So this is book 2 in a series called The Fem Elementen, I believe. And I got this review book from the author herself. So thank you very much for that. And this is actually, we have a bookmark with the books as well. And then it's actually signed to me. So this says, translated into English, it pretty much says, to Elin, which element are you? And then it's your signature. So that was really nice. But this is book 2 in the series, like I said, and it revolves around the 5 elements like air, water, and stuff like that. And also there's another one called Virus in this one. So it's pretty much about different people from different sort of clans that revolve around the different elements, and they have to work together to be able to win this war against this sort of evil queen being that sort of rules the virus element. So I really liked the first book. I really liked the language and the way you get to know the characters, and I feel like it was a really big build up for book number 2, so hopefully this one will be good as well. I actually have 2 books in the same series, so I thought I would just take them both at the same time. So we have Attentaten i Gallus by Eva Holmqvist and Gallus Brinner by Eva Holmqvist. So this is book 1, I believe, and that's book 2. This is also a middle grade series. They're really thin, both of them. But in this one we meet this girl named Matilda, and in her sleep while dreaming she kind of transports to this other place. In this place the humans are living as slaves, and then there's these beings, I guess it's the ones on the cover, called Gallus, and they're kind of the ones that rule the cities. And then we meet the Captain Fidesco, who's trying to figure out what happened to the slaves, and we also meet this boy called Sticke, and his sort of mission is to spy on you know, the master of the slaves. And the conflicts between humans and Gallus are, you know, worse quickly, and she's trying to, you know, figure it out. And it sounds really interesting. I think they will be a really quick read, so I'll probably read them soon. So yeah, if I haven't forgotten about anything, I think those were all of the books I had to haul. I will definitely be buying more books in September because Bookmässan is coming to town. It's actually next weekend, so you know, more books will be hauled then and more signed things will be shown. But yeah, these were all of the books for this time. I do, as always, hope that you enjoyed this video, and please let me know down in the comments if you have read any of these books, and therefore telling me, you know, what you thought about them without spoiling anyone, of course. But if you like this video, please don't forget to give me some thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking the little button down below. And yeah, I hope we see each other next time. Bye!